On Thursday, the 21st of August, I held my latest live masterclass exclusively for patrons of the channel. And I'd like to show you an extract from that broadcast. I looked at some new games in the Anti-Sicilians, in the Rossolimo Gambit, in the Rossolimo, and this game that we're going to see features a gambit in the Rossolimo. Now, I don't think this is particularly good for white. Nevertheless, it's good to know about it. And it deserves to be treated with respect. I found it interesting how, when I was throwing questions out to the viewers, how, in my opinion, they treated the line just a little bit too casually. You know, when your king is still in the middle, there's a certain urgency about the situation. The fundamental opening rules apply, particularly in positions where lines open very quickly and every tempo counts. So this was an offhand game played in the Krefeld Club in Germany and was sent in very generously by the loser, who was impressed with the winner's play. And I have to say, this game is absolutely spectacular. It reminds me of something from the 19th century. Morphy could have played it. You won't be disappointed. Remember, if you'd like to join in with the next live masterclass, then and enjoy all the benefits that you get as a subscriber, like a newsletter, extra videos, then do subscribe to patreon.com/PowerPlayChess. It's just $25 a month. Frankly, it's an absolute bargain. So, I hope you enjoy this game. Another absolutely brazen attack. So this was sent to me by a viewer who played this as black in his local chess club at a casual game. So this is Dieter Kohlmanns against Sidney Panier, and this was played in Krefeld in Germany. And apparently Dieter Kohlmanns has quite a reputation as a Morphy-esque player, and this certainly came out in this game. So let's have a look. But it was very good of his opponent Sidney Panier to send me in this game. So knight f6. So this is my recommended move against the Rossolimo, and I know there are many ways of dealing with the Rossolimo, but I like this because it forces white to react straight away. You either have to push the pawn, but that creates certain weak squares here, or you play here, but that prevents white from playing c3. And sometimes white exchanges, and that kind of resolves a bit of tension in the center, which I would be quite happy with black. In this game, our friend Herr Kohlmanns castle kingside. So we're back in mad gambit world. Well, we should take it on principle. And rook e1. Okay, so over to you again. How are we going to refute this gambit?
Knight d6 is suggested by Matthias and Daniel.
Yeah, interesting. I guess I just plonked the bishop back there. You have to think that if you think about the Berlin, where we also have a situation where the knight comes here to hit the bishop, but actually it's not very beautifully placed because it does block the bishop. It also blocks that pawn, preventing this one coming into play. It's often not a beautiful square, d6 for the knight. So absolutely it's legitimate, but black hasn't solved all the problems yet, I would say.
Matthias wants to route the knight to d4 via f5.
Well, it's true. Yeah, quite possible. I guess I'll play c3 and stop it. I mean, I think the danger is that black, if you think black has played 1, 2, 3, 4 moves with a knight, and the king is still in the middle. So this is dangerous. I'm not saying it's bad, but once you start doing this, it's dangerous. After this, I would just say, okay, I need to bring my king to safety. e6. Just go bishop e7 and get castled. And it also blocks everything on the e file. I mean, of course, white can try to open things up. But, do you see? Just get the king out really quickly. And hopefully we'll deal with this one in a second. It might have to go back to e8 or something. But at least the king is safe and the e file is blocked. So, knight d6 is possible. I still wouldn't play it. I would go knight f6. It just feels more harmonious. That's what happened in the game. d4. Of course, that has to be taken. Okay, in the game, this is good fun. White just ignored the pawn for the moment and played knight a3. But what about knight d4? How would you play here?
Robert wants to play e6. Daniel d5 and sees a6.
Yeah. e6. Again, just pragmatic. Block the e file. I want to play bishop e7 and get castled. I suppose one consideration is, does knight f5 actually achieve anything? And after d5, I would say, doubt it. But still got to bring this one to safety. And g6 doesn't look that appealing somehow. So yeah, it's not over actually. Sorry, what were the alternatives, Pascal?
And d5.
d5. Be careful. That's on. Maybe that was in a different position.
No, a6 and g6.
a6. Yeah, a6. Let's push that. If there's an exchange, I think black would probably be happy. So that seems okay. Yeah, I think a6 is okay. And what was the other one?
g6.
g6, yeah. g6. Only thing is, you have to think, okay, how am I going to deal with bishop f4? So obviously I'm just looking to plonk this bishop in here. In fact, it's playable. One can do this. Knight d5 is a bit extreme, but this one is more pragmatic. I would do this in a game and just play this, and I'd be very prepared to give back a pawn just to get my pieces out, and just say, well, I've got a big bishop. That bishop can't be opposed. But white's probably okay there. But now you're probably beginning to understand how I think about chess, which is get the king to safety. Develop your pieces. Don't hang on to those pawns. That's me being very pragmatic. I've lost too many bad games, folks. Anyway, knight a3 played. And then g6 played. I would definitely favour e6 here and bishop e7. But g6 played. Bishop f4. Okay, so this is getting tricky. a6. Knight c4. Oh, mate threatened. This is good fun. A check here. Okay, who can find the move for white? This is nice.
Wants to play bishop c4.
Well done. Bishop c4. Good move. Yeah, I just hit this one. And if this is taken, boom, boom, boom. That didn't last long, did it? This is already very, very good for white. Queen c7 played. I'm going to zip through. I'm conscious of the time. Knight d4. I mean, there's some beautiful stuff here. Okay, that unmasked the bishop. White to play.
Robert and Alex want to play bishop h6.
Oh, bishop h6. That's an interesting one. But then probably queen takes knight on d6.
C's wants to play rook e7.
Rook e7. Well done. Great move. Okay, so what happens if it's taken?
Knight f5 or rook e1. That are the suggestions. And knight takes c8 as well.
Knight f5 check, but wait a second. Oh, it might still be winning. Probably is winning somehow, but not so clear. Got to find a good move. Well, you could give a check and take the queen.
Milan forgot that the queen is hanging.
Yeah, but I mean, probably winning as well. Give a check and take the queen. But there's a stronger move. Well, let's say a more decisive move.
Well, the rook e1 was suggested 4 times now.
Rook e1, well done. Yeah, rook e1 is the end because king here, knight f7 is mate. King f8, rook e8 is mate. So bishop takes queen was played. Now, how did the game finish?
Dave says bishop h6 and Daniel says rook takes f7.
Ooh. I think the tables turn after that one. Sorry, Dave. Rook f7. Yeah. Forcing this, and now?
Rook takes d7 with a windmill, says Milan.
I'm not sure there's a windmill because the queen can go back to f7 and take it. However, rook takes d7. Oh no, that's a problem, isn't it? I can take the bishop. Sorry.
Then we have 2 more suggestions: bishop h6 and rook e1.
Bishop h6 played. That's a pretty good move. And this is how the game ended. I mean, so many mates are threatened, but the game finished. Queen takes knight and rook f8. Double discovered checkmate. Wow, what a fantastic win. Yeah, congratulations to Dieter Kommans. As I understand it, it was just a casual game at the club, but just superb. Absolutely brilliant. And thank you for his opponent, Sydney Panya, who sent that in to me. That was very generous of you. It just shows that even these kind of moves where you just take a pawn, you have to be so incredibly careful and think up a decent defensive scheme. Otherwise, it can go wrong so easily. But yes, as I said, I'm very pragmatic in these kind of situations. You do what you have to do to just clear your king out of the center very, very quickly.